Hi guys.
I don't know why. Like, I'm just like nervy for no reason, even though I've been streaming. But I'm just like, oh shit. But this is Liff, everyone. We finally got him onto Twitch, and
It's a new thing. It's a new podcast and stuff. He said it's nerve-wracking.
It is nerve-wracking. Don't hide your shirt.
Oh yeah, extra thick.
He's extra thick today.
Hey everybody.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming by, guys. We got a load of you in the chat. Big appreciate.
Big appreciate. Hey, can you guys let us know if the sound is like too low or just anything that needs to be fixed? Because we have no way of hearing ourselves here.
Nah.
Just let us know, basically, if anything's missing.
We're literally using this for both of us, so hopefully it goes okay, but...
It sounds like it's looking okay, just it's probably going to be different on other people's ends. So, but yeah, welcome to the podcast, Biscuit's Lair. The name...
The name's pretty obvious.
There is Biscuit.
I don't know where she is. She's probably just being ignorant.
She's just hiding somewhere.
She's got a whole podcast named after her, and she's just like, yeah, we're gonna go. It's a bit low, actually. I had to bring up my audio to hear you guys properly. Oh, sorry. We do need to get a different mic. I know that.
Yeah.
Hi, my girls!
This is as high as we can get it, to be fair. Bat. So it's either going to be us just like talking like this the whole time.
It's very low.
If
we talk like into the mic like this, does it work like that?
Yeah, we're going to have to sit like this the whole time.
That's so awkward.
We're going to talk to you guys right here like this the whole time.
Thanks, nice.
This is an ASMR podcast. Okay, well, if that's not working, then we'll figure it out. It's gonna have to be either we get like a stronger mic, or we can use, we got a new webcam.
Yeah, we got a new webcam.
So...
Love your overlay. Thank you.
Yeah, Ren's put in a lot of time into this. Well, I say a lot of time, but literally this took her, seriously, it took her like maybe like an hour tops to put everything together. And I was just like, because she was doing it on bed and I was just lying next to her. She's like, yeah, just do this. And then I dragged this line over to this side. And I was just like, yeah, this is all very, I understand words. I'm hearing words, but I'm not there's no comprehension. So, but she's very talented, very, very talented girl.
Thank you.
So all this art stuff, it's all Ren's work.
Actually, so the chat box, and the new follower box isn't mine. That came from an overlay. The rest of it's mine though.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because we used the theme. That's right. Yeah, we did use a theme, but she changed the whole thing around.
I didn't like it. It looked bad.
No, this is all her work. But basically, the premise of the podcast, we've been talking about it for, I think, because I was talking to Ren about, like, when did we actually start thinking about doing a podcast? And you're saying...
A couple of months ago, yeah.
I completely forgot about that. But really, about a week ago, I think, we were like, okay, let's just do it. Let's just fucking do it. And then it was about, what are we going to make the podcast about? And we're saying how the two of us, we usually have pretty good conversations about lots of different things. A lot of different things. And I was just like, why don't we make it sort of like a more, a broad theme where we can play around with different topics within that theme. So again, we decided that maybe the theme of what the fuck could be something that could work because it could apply to anything. It could apply to...
You can have lots of different types of what the fuck. Like, you can have, like, a good what the fuck. Like, that's so amazing, what the fuck. And then you can have, like, ew, like, what the fuck. Like, that's fucked up.
And that's what I found yesterday because the point of this is so, like, she doesn't know exactly what I've found and I don't know exactly what Ren's found. So we were talking about, like, just the gist of what we've got and I was like, yeah, I found this stuff and I'm not sure if just realized this has been I lost my train of thought. I'm not sure if this is too much to put on the podcast, and she was like, oh well, I'm going off the other end of like what the fuck, and I was like, okay, that's good. Biscuit has a podcast. What the actual fuck?
I mean, true.
Yeah. I mean, she does make us go, what the fuck, a lot. She's just the weirdest fucking thing.
There was a chewed up cockroach on the floor today from her.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
She ate that.
No, she didn't. She spat it out. She doesn't like it. She did what she did with the mouse. She just chewed it, tortured it.
Sorry, this is really.
And then just spat it out and left it for us to clear up. So thanks. Love it.
See that. But yeah, she's basically. But yeah, I just thought we'd just do a little introduction on like what we're looking to do with the podcast.
Hi Winship. You're fab.
And yeah, so we'll see how it goes. But basically, every Saturday, at this time, we're gonna try and have something up for people to come and join in and have a few what the fuck moments. Hopefully.
I have no idea what Lift's like looked into. I know like I know the titles of them, but I have no idea what he's found.
Yeah, we have like a document here, and I've put in like, okay, this is what I'm gonna talk about. Just the topics, like the name of what's going on, and same with Ren. She's got hers, and we've also got a little segment at the end where we're gonna talk about something. It's not what the fuck at all. It's just something that we found interesting.
I love Lift's shirt, right? It's such a good shirt.
Extra thick. I mean, it's just representative of...
It's very representative of us.
Extra thick.
Thickies, yes.
So, do you want to get into it?
Sure.
You reckon?
I think you should start. You sounded pretty...
Okay.
Although, I've got one, because I'm looking at your titles. Yeah. You got one about a Sharky, and I've got one about a Sharky too. So yes. I'll talk about my one after.
I do have a Sharky. So do you mind if I put this over here?
Yeah.
It's just...
That's as far as it will go, sweetheart.
Okay. All right. So hopefully people can hear me okay. If not, I can do this the whole podcast. I can just be in here. No. All right.
Fuck.
So the first thing I found, and this is something that I was looking at a couple of months ago when I thought about doing podcasts a few times, and one of the research things that I was doing, I found this thing is a murder mystery. It's called the Shark Arm Mystery, and there's a YouTube video that I'm gonna put on in a minute. But just to give you the gist of it, basically, it's about this guy, or rather, it's about a shark who cuffs up someone's arm. And that whole thing turns into this murder mystery with underground crime and just...
Poor shark.
Yeah.
Why did Sharky get brought into this?
They caught him, and this happened in Sydney. They caught him in Coogee Beach. I took you to Coogee Beach a year ago, actually, today.
So it's like the year anniversary.
Yeah, but this happened in like early 1900s, so it wasn't last year. This is, yeah. But this, yeah, basically some guy caught a tiger shark and decided to take it to a local aquarium, and they put the shark there, and after a few days, people are like looking at it, and it cuffs up a human arm. I think we should just put up the YouTube video and we'll just pause it.
Yeah,
I'll
sure.
send it to you on this.
Yummy arms. Delicious. You just let me know which link it is. I've got the document up here.
Oh.
Yes, queen.
I was just going to send
Quick
it
grill.
on Discord. Oh, it's just the first one.
This?
Just click on this. Yep, and then...
Okay. Oop. So...
Alright, so we put on our headphones to hear it. So we've been planning for this stuff. We can both hear it from the same computer. I was so proud to figure this out. Okay, so do you want me to?
How long is this?
It's
Yeah.
long, so that's what I mean. I've watched the whole thing, and I'll skip through it. Okay, so here we go. Wait, let's transition. There we go.
Hey. You need to turn it on.
Did you say wacky?
Okay, these guys are okay.
You need to turn it up, sweet.
What's wrong?
You need to turn it up.
Okay.
There we go.
In early 1935, business at Sydney, Australia's Coogee Aquarium and Swimming Baths was floundering. The world was in the depths of the Great Depression, and aquarium owner Bert Hobson needed something to lure customers and keep his business afloat.
There's already two sea-based puns in this
What are you talking
narration.
about?
Increasing wave of foot 1-ton tiger. When on April 18th, Bert and his son Ron caught a 14-foot 1-ton tiger shark off the coast and put it in their pool.
Big boy.
There had been an increasing wave of shark attacks, and this monstrous shark was just the attraction Hobson thought needed to turn the tide on his slumping enterprise. About a week after catching the shark, and in front of crowds of families enjoying the aquarium during a holiday weekend, the behemoth suddenly began convulsing and vomiting, spitting up a rat, a bird, and finally, a human arm.
The Great Depression.
Delish.
Yeah.
So imagine like you went to the Sydney Aquarium, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So imagine one of those sharks just fucking.
They don't have tiger
started-
sharks there anymore.
Yeah, but they have sharks.
You're not the big boys.
Yeah, but they have sharks. Just go with it. Imagine one of them spewed up a human arm in front of you.
I'd laugh in awkwardness. Like that.
Crazy. That's fucking crazy.
It's just like, oh shit, there's an
That
arm.
to me is like what, and I actually found a picture of, because this arm has a tattoo on it. I don't know if people noticed here. All right, look, there's a tattoo on this. That's how they were able to identify the person whose arm this is. So I don't know. That's a mild what the fuck.
That's like a on the what the fuck scale. That's like a nice 4.
It's I was gonna say maybe like a 3 or a 2.
Oof.
Because it's not the what the fuck for me is just people going to have a good time with their family, and this fucking shark decides to. It's like, oh wow, someone's arm is in the pool now.
I mean, that's gross. I'd probably be sick.
It's disgusting, yeah. But further in the video, they go like more into detail about like how long it takes for that to get like digested in the shark, and they were able to like determine, okay, this is.
And that gotta be fresh then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
gotta be really fresh
Yeah,
because
'cause
like it would digest. Like that's gotta be like days.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah. And it was like sort of good enough to see that the tattoo is there. That they were able to match it to the person who supposedly had this tattoo and had gone missing for weeks before they found this arm.
Grim.
So I thought I'd start it off with a little lighter.
I was gonna say this is light.
This is it's
I like
light.
I like Bat who said I want to shake that hand.
You don't want to shake
I think
that
it might be a
hand.
bit smelly. It'd be a bit stinky.
It's, but I don't know if there's like, because there's a long ass video, but like the rest of it is basically like an investigation on like what happened to this guy, and then they never found out who who did this. There's lots of different theories, but basically it's like an insurance fraud and just underground crime and the only person supposedly who knew what happened was murdered in his car the day before he was gonna go to court to give evidence. So I suppose we'll never find out. But his family, like before this guy died, he signed up for life insurance, and his family were set because he got shot. So
He got shot.
yeah. So one of the theories is that he actually knew he was gonna die, or actually he organized for himself to be murdered, but he signed up for life insurance so he could make sure his family is set for life.
I mean, that's a positive. Life insurance, yes.
Yeah.
What the fuck, yeah.
What the fuck, yeah. So, yeah, that's the first one that I got. Now the next one. And are we ready to move on, or did you have something?
I got something about sharks.
Okay, do you want to do yours? All right. Do we need headphones?
No, we don't. We can actually go into full screen to admire our beautiful faces. So we can actually. I already switched it. Yay! Just got to do a little mental recap. Because I do know this one kind of off by heart. And it's a short one. But I find it funny that both of us ended up with a sharky one. Mm-hmm. So, and it's also related to Australia because, you know, Australia and sharks is like a thing. But in 2003? I mean, it's not really important on the day. Yeah, 2003. So, 2003, we had a beautiful 9-foot great white shark get tagged off the coast of Sydney. Now, 9 foot is pretty big for a great white, although it's definitely not the biggest. I mean, they can get up to like 20 foot, they're massive things. But obviously, shark tracking is like a massive thing in Australia because they've got like pretty much most species of shark, most species of dangerous boys, like whatever. But interestingly enough, we had this sharky boy descend down to nearly 2,000 feet in a matter of seconds. And the temperature of this shark increased by about 20 degrees Celsius in those seconds.
Fuck.
Like, this shark just descended 2,000 feet from the surface in literally seconds. Like, this is what
What was he trying to do?
Okay, so what happened is that the box got washed up.
Okay.
So that the scientists could basically take this box and be like, okay, why the hell is this shark missing? They looked at the data and saw that it was like a total vertical drop. So one thing that they thought it could have been is it could have been the world's largest carnivore, the sperm whale.
Oh, nice.
Big boy sperm whales, but it is known that sperm whales can only go up to like 25 knots. They're not very fast. Like, they ain't very fast boys. So for it to descend that quickly, it ain't possible. Like, that wouldn't have worked.
It must have been a shark then.
So this is where it comes to the spooks. So scientists and researchers actually do think it was a shark that took this 9-foot great white. And if that's the case, this shark is at least 16 foot, which is big, massive, weighs at least 2 tons. And this is an absolute minimum it'd have to be. 16 foot. Like, this, we're talking like longer than this room.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, and I'm not like, that isn't totally unheard of. So like, even though it's like a big what the fuck, it isn't actually massively unheard of for a great white to get like that big. There's a tagged shark, I'm not sure where she is, but she's called Deep Blue. She's 20 foot something.
Fucking hell.
She's huge.
That's a dinosaur.
Pretty much. They had a 23-foot boat, and she was like making the boat look tiny.
Fuck that.
They're big.
That's a what the fuck.
It is a what the fuck,
Yeah.
but it's a cute what the fuck, because sharkies are precious. They're good boys. They're not actually that scary. They are really scary, I'll give you that, but they're good, and we don't need to kill them. We should kill the people who kill them.
Sharks.
Don't kill sharks. Press sharky uwu, indeed.
Have you tried shark before? Shark?
I will not eat shark.
You haven't tried
I
it?
can't eat shark. I love sharks so much. You know I've got a love for sharks, and I think I'd feel sick if I ate shark. I'm presuming it will taste like swordfish, a muscly fish.
It's very slimy.
Slimy?
Yeah.
Really? What kind of shark did you
I don't
have?
know.
That can't be right. They'd be
Shark.
muscly. Like it'd be like a tuna or a swordfish.
I don't know.
How strange.
It's very white.
Ugh. I would never eat shark. That's gross. We should definitely not kill sharks. I agree, Maggles. They get a bad rep, even though we're the real killers. Well, we're not. We love them, but nasty, nasty, nasty men
And women.
and women.
So what? I mean, to me, that's easily.
Oh my god! Look, we got a raid.
Oh.
Obion, yes, raiding with 18.
Thanks, Obion.
Thank
Holy
you
shit.
so
Hi
much.
guys. We just. Wow. Oh my god.
Oh, thank you so much, dude. Everyone, go and check out Obion.
That is ridiculous.
Hey, monkey.
Wow.
Big welcome. We're just discussing Sharky Boys.
We're just about to do a so like on a scale of 1 to 10. For me, 3 being what I talked about, I reckon yours is like a 5 or a 6.
Yeah, but it's totally natural.
So? It's still what the fuck?
Also, interesting fact, it is more likely for a shark to perform cannibalism than it is to eat a human, so yeah. Also, thank you for the follow, guys.
Yeah,
Much
thanks.
appreciated.
Thanks, guys. Oh my god, okay, it's going off.
Also, we do apologise in advance for quiet audio. We are aware of this. We are basically both streaming and speaking off a little mic, so it's not great, but we're trying our best. But thank you guys for being patient.
We're just gonna because we're gonna do one by one, talking about what we're doing. So like Ren's gonna have it here when she's doing her thing, and I'll have it here. So hopefully it'll be just fine. I like doing this. I don't know why. I just get so close. I feel one with chat. I feel very, I'm
Babe, you're
stop.
definitely
I'm sorry.
Also, Bat, even if the comment, even a shark would rather eat a shark. Do you know what's interesting? Is that I reckon, and this is just a theory, and don't fucking kill me, but I reckon a vegan would taste a bit like beef, and I reckon they'd be the most delicious. If we were gonna eat humans, I'd go for a vegan. Because it's like cow fed, isn't it? Like they eat veg and healthy stuff, they'll be delicious. As long as they don't smoke and drink. If we ever had to go down that route, guys.
Are they allowed to smoke and drink?
Oh, vegans?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's got nothing to do with animals.
Yeah, but if you think about it, let's say you're being vegan for an environmental purpose, tobacco farms and alcohol. I don't know.
I've always thought vegans aren't allowed to smoke drink. I don't know, but smoke. For some reason, I thought. Anyways.
Off topic.
All right, off topic. Moving on. So the next one, vegans shouldn't use plastic items because you get petrol from dino-based products.
Yeah, they shouldn't drive cars really because it's from dead animals. They're not allowed to drive cars. If you're a true vegan, you're not allowed to drive a car. It's dead animal. Tut tut. I respect.
I couldn't do.
I respect anyone who does whatever.
I can't do it. All right. The next one that I've got is and this is. This is a well-known case. I only found out about it yesterday. I'll be honest. You said that you already heard about this before, haven't you?
Of course I have.
It's called the Hello Kitty murder. It's about this. Oh, I shouldn't be laughing, and I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh as in it's funny, because it isn't. It's just so what the actual fuck is wrong with people. It makes me scared. It's about this case, this woman who was murdered in South Korea. I believe it happened in the in like 1990. I've got the details here, anyways. But I think it's got it happened in like 1999 or something. She was a prostitute, and this is just there's like 2 or 3 what the fuck things in this that just like they're different for different reasons is what the fuck. So she was murdered, and the first what the fuck thing that I found about it is that the murderers they cut off her head and stuffed it in a Hello Kitty, what do you call it? Pillow thing. And that's how she was found. That's how they found it.
How long did that take for them to find it?
I'm not sure. I've got a video. We're gonna watch that video in a minute. That's the first thing. The second one is so there's 3 or 4 people involved in this. The pimp. Oh, I forgot to mention she was a prostitute.
Pimp.
She was a prostitute, so she owed some money to her.
Pimp.
What a pimp, and that's why she got in trouble. One of the people involved in the case was a 13-year-old girl who was apparently the girlfriend of one of the guys who was 34 at the time.
Oh.
Yeah. And she's the one who went to the police and said, yeah, I think this is weird. This has happened, and I think this is weird. And at the beginning, the police apparently didn't believe her or whatever, but when she got into more details about who's been involved, the police were like, okay, that's too fucking specific to not be true.
That's really fucking weird.
So, I've got a video here. If you want to open up the...
Which link is it?
Is
this one?
Yeah, I think the second one actually.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, we don't have to watch the whole thing.
We won't show anything too spooked.
There's nothing too crazy about this. I mean, I think it's got a photo. All right, let's put this on. You need to hear this. All right. Also, just before we get into this, just to sort of give people a bit of warning, the topics that I think mostly my things, they have...
Mine aren't this bad.
Yeah, but the things that I've found, they've got topics of murder, rape, torture, and all sorts of fucked up things. So I just want to give a heads up to everyone. If you don't want to hear about it, if that's not your sort of thing, I suggest you maybe like just mute the stream, or maybe this isn't for you. We were talking about this yesterday. I said I don't want to show the visuals.
No, we're not gonna show visuals.
I'm not putting up visuals because, especially with the third one, it's last night I was just like, yeah, I need a break from the computer. Like this is too much.
That's my cup of tea. Well done. Okay.
But I just want to give a heads up to everyone, and I don't mean that in like a I don't know, like a demeaning way or anything. I just want to give a heads up just so people don't get too upset. Like I just want you to know what we're going to be talking about well in advance, just so you know what we're about to talk about and what we're going to show. Okay?
He's just being respectful. That's all. Just in case someone had it's basically a trigger warning.
That's all. Yeah.
That's it.
All right. So this is the Hello Kitty murder. No, not this one. Sorry. This one talks about how the murder was so this murder that happened, these fucking people turned it into a film, is just great.
So it is the first one.
It's the first one, yeah.
Okie dokie. All good. You've
Alright.
organised them fantastically, so it's nice and easy.
Alright.
Like visible on the overlay thingy if you have a trigger warning content. Yeah, we don't... we could probably put it in the description.
It's not, it's...
I could just whack it in the description.
Hang on. It's the thing is, like... it's not going to be like that all the time.
Yeah.
So we could just whack something down here right now,
Yeah.
but
You played a video, and I'll
I just because I need the mouse to pause it. So
okay, it's in the description now. So if anyone else comes by, it's
I don't think you updated it.
Yeah, I did. It's there.
Okay. The what's it called? The stream and the podcast is all labeled as like for mature audiences and all that stuff. So, anyways, all right, let's get into this.
Yes.
So, Hello Kitty murder, trigger warning, not safe for work. So this is where they found her. This is how they found her.
Is that actually it?
That's the actual.
There's a body in that.
Yeah. Well, the head's in here.
Ew.
Yeah.
In May of 1999, a 14-year-old girl made her way to the Hong Kong police station.
Hong Kong,
She
sorry,
told
not
police
South Korea.
officers that for the past several weeks, she'd been continuously plagued by the ghost of a woman who had been bound by electrical wire and tortured to death. The police
Oh.
brushed her off, dismissing her claims as nothing but dreams or teenage nonsense. Their interest was piqued, however, when she explained that the ghost was of a woman she'd had a hand in murdering. Following the girl back to a flat in the city's rundown Kowloon district, they discovered that the girl's dreams were in fact very real nightmares.
Ew.
Inside the flat, they found an oversized Hello Kitty doll with the decapitated skull of a woman inside of it. The case became known as the Hello Kitty murder and was regarded throughout Hong Kong as one of the most depraved crimes in memory.
Why the fuck would you use Hello Kitty?
Just ruined it.
Come on.
Just
Hello
fucking-
Kitty is so cute.
Just
what the
fucking.
fuck?
I don't know.
That's so not fair. I love Hello Kitty. My sister would be absolutely devastated at this. She's like Hello Kitty's #1 fan. This is fucking gross, man.
That's what I mean. Like this, I was reading into this, and the whole time I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with people? Like, why would you do this?
That is fucked on a number of levels. Maybe they thought people wouldn't look into Hello Kitty. So I mean, that is true. You wouldn't go to think like, oh, there's probably.
I mean,
a stuffed
look at it.
corpse in
It's filthy.
I mean, you would have thought, yeah, okay.
Anyways,
We're not gonna
Fan Man
guess
Yi's
what
life
could have
was
done.
tragic even before she was decapitated and her head stuffed inside of a doll. After being abandoned by her family as a child, she was raised in a girls' home. By the time she was a teenager, she had developed a drug addiction and was turning to prostitution to pay for her habit. By 23, she had secured a job as a hostess at a nightclub, though she was still battling addiction. In early 1997, Fan Man Yi met Shan Man Lok, a 34-year-old socialite. The two met at the nightclub and discovered they had something in common. Fan Man Yi was a prostitute and a drug addict, and Shan Man Lok was a pimp and a drug dealer. Before long, Man Yi was a regular addition to Man Lok's group, in addition to his henchmen.
Sounds
Later in
dodge.
1997, desperate for money and drugs, Fan Man Yi stole Man Lok's wallet and attempted to make off with the $4,000 inside it. She hadn't realized that Shan Man Lok was the last person she should have stolen from. As soon as he saw his cash was gone, Man Lok enlisted two of his henchmen, Liang Xin Cho and Liang Wailun, to kidnap Man Yi. He intended to force her into prostitution for himself and take the money
Ew.
she earned as paycheck for the cash she'd stolen from him. Before long, however, the plan had gotten out of hand. The drug lord and his henchmen soon decided that simply prostituting Fan Man Yi wasn't going to be enough and began torturing her.
Oh, that's
They tied
fucked,
her up and
dude.
beat her, and for over a month subjected her to various horrors, burning her skin, raping her, and forcing her to eat human.
Oh, that was gonna get nasty.
what the fuck is wrong with people?
No worries on the log, Tara. That's all good. That's really fucked.
What the fuck is wrong with people?
Yeah, that's one of those like what the fucks where you're like, I wish like I'm kind of disappointed in like the human race. Like that shit's messed up.
They did that to her for $4,000. Like, why?
That ain't even clapped Rubik's. That's just straight
That's not
up
clapped,
fuck.
dog. Don't give clapped people like that. Don't
'Cause I'm
give these
clapped.
guys. Don't give these guys the fucking credit of being clapped. These guys are fucked in the head.
True.
Sorry, clap people are my people. That's not my person at all.
No, that's really dangerous shit. It's just such a shame. Like, I don't know if you've noticed, but like a lot of like these really fucked up murders, and like I'm not saying it's anyone's fault. So like I'm getting that out there before someone's like, oh my god, thank you, Megals, for the host. But like it's always people who are like in really vulnerable positions, like drug addicts and people who are prostituting on the streets, because that shit's dangerous.
Very vulnerable people. Yeah, they don't really have. I mean, I'm sure this person was probably so desperate. In fact, I read somewhere. I think she needed the money to pay for her mom's medical stuff.
Yeah.
I think. I hope. I don't know. But anyways, like it's $4,000. Like, why would you do that to someone? For just I don't know.
Why would you even I wouldn't. Why would you? Ugh. I couldn't do anything like that. Even if someone
For
offered me
for any
billions.
amount of money, really.
Yeah.
But it just makes it worse that it was like $4,000. It's just if it, you know what I mean, like.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for the host, guys. Appreciate it. I don't know. That aspect of the whole thing just makes me go, what the fuck is wrong with
That
people?
is a massive what the fuck.
Yeah.
And why put it in a Hello Kitty doll? I'm pissed off about that. Obviously, I feel very sorry for the woman, but like, why Hello Kitty?
I don't know.
That's actually gross. So this is why like I didn't go into like murder like Liv did, because I've got a bit of a what do you call it? My gut can't tolerate these things. I actually feel nauseous when I look at like really nasty or hear about really gruesome shit like this. But I mean, Hello Kitty doesn't prioritize in this bad. I mean, the fact that a woman was brutally tortured and murdered is definitely the worst part about this. But just like to cover it up in something so innocent like a fucking Hello Kitty doll, like that makes it deranged.
But I mean, the reason I picked this case, because any murder case to me anyways is what the fuck? Why would you murder someone unless it's for self-defense? Then that's a very like different case. If you don't have a choice, okay. But the reason I picked this one was again because I thought, why would you do that? Why would you put him in, you know what I mean? Why would you do that to someone? And also,
The driver was the money, though.
That 14-year-old girl, who at the time they were saying was someone's girlfriend, one of the people who was involved with this, their girlfriend, which is what the fuck. But turns out she was another prostitute, which is like,
Oh fuck, she's so
the
young.
actual fuck is wrong with people? Yeah.
Murder is definitely what the fuck, which makes it so fascinating. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. No, that's what I mean. Any murder case is always very what the fuck. I think that's the nature of murder. That's just to us is, you know, sort of level-headed people would go, what the fuck? Like what?
I just don't think it's I don't think it's written into our biology to kill each other. I think there's got to be something kind of wrong with you if you're able to actually kill someone or like inflict pain on your own species.
I remember watching
I agree, Rubik.
hang on.
People like this are gross. I definitely don't think you've got to be wired wrong for you to actually kill someone. Like, don't get me wrong, we've all been in that position where like someone has like absolutely fucking annoyed us to the point where we're like, oh, fuck, I could kill them, but like we never could. I like honestly, I could not.
Okay.
Oh.
So this thing you said about our nature, is it in our nature to kill? There's a film called 2001: A Space Odyssey. It's a very, very well-known film
Yeah, I know
by
it.
Kubrick. There's a scene in that that demonstrates the moment we differentiated from our ancestors. Have you seen that? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Is that scene where there's a bunch of ape-looking creatures are fighting over a puddle of water. There's two groups of them, and a member of one of the groups picks up a stick and kills a member of the other group to establish his dominance, so his group or his community can get the drink. So
Yeah, that's apes though. Like, I'm sorry, we are much more, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that we're leagues ahead of them, but like we're very sentient.
yeah,
Like, it's not like we've still got caveman senses left in us. Like, we're not running around going like, oh, I'm dominant. Like, no.
but then there's things like that. Then how do you explain that?
Being a psychopath, who fucking
there's-
tortures someone like that? Like, I'm sorry, I don't think chimps torture. Oh, I don't know. Chimps though, that's very primal. I think you've got to be wired wrong.
I think it's in us somewhere, but we've evolved to a point where we should be able to control it, and most sane people do.
Okay, but my point, so I understand that you're saying that it's probably like wired in us somewhere, in the sense of like, you know, biologically there was a point where we'd kill to assert dominance or whatever.
Not just I don't mean it by dominance. I mean to get, like, with the example of the puddle of water, for example.
But what did this woman do?
Nothing.
This is what I
no.
mean. Like, there was literally no reason for this woman to
Yeah.
actually be killed, yet
Yeah.
the guys still did it
Yeah.
purely because they're gonna get money out of it.
No, I'm not saying it's her fault at all. I mean, she stole money, but that's not. It's not her. You know, that's what I said a few minutes ago. I was like, she really needed the money. Like, I think she needed the money to pay for her mom's medical bills or something like that. So she did that. No one deserves that.
No.
No one deserves that. Is it in us to kill?
No, not now. Our brains are way too developed. Like, I'm surely, like, I definitely agree with you in the sense that, like, somewhere in our genetics there is like that we definitely could do it, and it's definitely built in us somewhere to do it, but because we're highly sentient and we're aware of others around us being us, like us, I don't think, like, you've got to be somewhat deranged to actually go through with something like that. And I'm talking about the torture element as well as the murder. Like, just killing someone, like, I don't know, like, I've seen a couple of cases of, I don't know, parents killing people who have, like, molested their children and stuff like that. And no offense, I kind of understand why.
Yeah.
Like, that is, like, full on, like, primal parental emotion and you know, it's built in them to be like, that's a threat to my child, and it needs to go. Like, it has to go.
Yeah.
But, like, for someone who's just trying to get money to sort out, like, their family life, and torturing them over it, like, what the fuck? Because most people, if they're like for example, like, I have read a couple of cases of parents literally, like, ending, like, just shooting them, like, a nonce in the head or something. They're dead in a matter of seconds. You know, they're not stringing them up in their basements and fucking torturing them. Like, they're getting rid of the problem. Like, I still think it's fucked up. But like,
where does that come from then?
That comes from the same thing. I'm just talking about the torture element behind this one. Like, the killing's fucking stupid anyway in this case. But, like, the fact that how long did they torture her for?
I'm not sure. I think that because they had her for about I think they had her for about a month.
See, and to be, like, okay with doing that for a month.
Where does that come from?
Being deranged. You've got something wrong with your head. Sorry, I do not think there is anything normal about.
No, I'm not. There's
like,
no way.
there is no natural. I do not believe
No.
there's any natural thing in our body that would tell us to torture something.
No, I was purely talking about
the murder.
murder.
Yeah, I'm sure it is
not
built
even
in
that.
us.
Like, I was talking about murder in a sense that like self-defense. You know,
Self-defense,
that's
but what's
different.
she doing?
Nothing. I'm not blaming her for this at all.
Yeah.
No one deserves
I know.
that. No one deserves this. And I'm not talking about the torture and none of that stuff. My thing was purely, I think you mentioned, like, I don't think we have the murder thing in us anymore. And I think that's what I was saying. Like, I think, no, that's we do have it. I think it's a part of us.
Yeah.
It's a fight or flight thing.
Yeah,
You know what I
okay.
mean? We
No, I get
have
it.
more of an opportunity now to run than we did 3,000 years ago.
Yeah.
3,000 years ago, you know, people killed because of whatever. But that's totally different though. Self-defense, I think we could all do if we really
Yeah,
had to.
self-defense is definitely one. Like, there's so many cases of people like accidentally killing someone down to self-defense. Like they're
Yeah.
literally being attacked,
Yeah.
and they've defended themselves in a way
Yeah.
that's like.
And there's also the other side of it is war. You know, how do you explain war? So, anyways, that's is all a big.
Yeah, that's a whole other conversation.
Another conversation. I wanted to move on to the next one, which is I'm not gonna play a video for this. There's a video. It's very short and is just completely fucked up, but I don't want to play the video,
That's fine.
but I will read the Wikipedia page.
Thanks for the input, by the way, Megals. That was good.
Yeah, thank you for
We love hearing your
thanks.
opinions.
Yeah, it's good to know that, like, you know, people are citing, and it's good to know. This next one here is another really famous murder case, and again, I never heard about this until oopsie, I never heard about this until yesterday. Thank you. When I was doing some research on what the fuck cases. And so this is another case where I found what the fuck in different parts of it, lots of different places. And I'll just start with the name of it. It's called Murder of Junko Furuta. She's it's a Japanese murder case. And I'm just going to read this off the Wikipedia page. Junko Furuta was a Japanese high school student who was abducted, severely tortured, repeatedly raped, and murdered in the late 1980s. Her murder case was named Concrete Encased High School Girl Murder, due to her body being discovered in a concrete drum. The abuse was mainly perpetrated by 4 teenage boys, Hiroshi Miyano, Joe Ogura, Shinji Minato, and Yasushi Watanabe. Approximately 100 people knew about Furuta's captivity, but either neglected to report it or themselves were involved in the torture and murder.
Ugh.
Most of the perpetrators were friends of the teenage boys who were low-ranking members of the Yakuza.
Oh, the Yakuza.
Yeah.
Yeesh. Okay.
So
There's already a dangerous gang in there.
yeah, so what I really think is fucked up about this is like I said, there's different levels of this. The first bit is obviously the abduction and torture and murder of this girl. The second one is how they did it. The third one is how often they did it. The fourth one, this is not in any particular order. Number one isn't more or less important than the third or the fourth one. It's all fucked up.
Yeah.
The fourth one is how many people knew about it, including the family of the girl,
100 people.
who decided not to say anything. And the fifth one is the police had the opportunity to actually do something about it, and they didn't.
Is that because Yakuza was involved?
Some of it is, and some of it isn't. Some of it is because Yakuza was involved, and some of it is just pure, just not caring, especially in the case of the police. The order is what the fuck as well. What
the actual fuck. We're getting some. What the actual. Fuck
Yeah, this is
a fucking ew.
this is where like I was reading about this. I was watching some videos and I had to step away from the computer after a while because it's too like it was too much. I feel like I got a pretty strong gut. I can sort of read about things and watch some fucked up shit, but even for me, I had to step the fuck away from the computer for a bit because it's just too much.
Poor thing.
So basically, I'm just gonna read the important parts. Really, there's no point in me trying to summarize it.
Yeah, leave
So-
out the gritty, nasty details.
It doesn't go into too much
Good.
detail.
I don't want to hear it.
All right. So on November 25th, on 25th of November 1988, Miyano and his friend Nobuharu Minato wandered around Misato with the intention of robbing and raping local women.
Great.
Straight off the bat, what the fuck is wrong with you? At 8:30 p.m., they spotted Furuta cycling home after she finished her part-time job. Now, one thing I found about this that's not included in the Wikipedia page is that she's a high school girl, and the main reason they targeted her was because she rejected one of the boys who wanted to get with her.
Ugh.
So keep that in mind.
Petty boy.
They spotted Furuta cycling home after she finished her part-time job. Under Miyano's orders, Minato kicked Furuta off her bicycle and immediately fled the scene. Miyano, under the pretense of it being a coincidence, so this guy tricks her to go and pretending like he's gonna help her. He takes her to someone's house. So what happens next? So Furuta, accepting his offer, was unaware that Miyano was leading her to a nearby warehouse where he revealed his Yakuza connections. Miyano threatened to kill her as he raped her in the warehouse and once again in a nearby hotel. From the hotel, Miyano called Minato and his other friends, Joe Ogura and Yasushi Watanabe, and bragged to them about the rape. Ogura reportedly asked Miyano to keep her in captivity in order to allow numerous people to sexually assault her. The group had a history of gang rape and had recently kidnapped and raped another girl who was released afterwards. Later on, Miyano took Furuta to a nearby park where Minato, Ogura, and Watanabe were waiting. They had learned her home address from a notebook in her backpack and told her that they knew where she lived and that Yakuza members would kill her family if she attempted to escape. She was overpowered by the four boys and taken to a house in the Ayase district of Adachi where she was gang raped. The house, which was owned by Minato's parents, soon became their regular gang hangout. On 27th of November, Furuta's parents contacted the police about their daughter's disappearance. So this is what I mean when I say the family. It's so fucked up. So in order to discourage further investigation, the kidnappers forced her into calling her mother. So basically what happened, because I don't want to just keep reading this, they contact the police and saying, yeah, our daughter's gone missing. The police do a little investigation and the word gets out and the boys hear about it. So what they do is they get her to call her family saying that she's fine, that she's what's happened is that she's ran away and she's with a boyfriend. And they forced one of the boys to act as her boyfriend.
That's fucking gross.
So the family were under the pretense that she's ran away. But the thing is, after a while, they find out that no, she's actually not ran away. She's been kidnapped and abducted and is being tortured, but refused to tell the police because they thought that they were scared of getting on the wrong side of
That's your
Yakuza.
kid.
Yeah.
That's your child.
What the fuck?
That's so fucked up. I won't give a fuck. Sorry, if I get killed for it, whatever, that's my kid. No fucking way. That's fucking horrible. That's really gross.
There's just so many parts of this story that I was reading, and yeah, it's very gruesome and it's messed up. But like, as you just learn more about what happened, you keep going, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
So I'm just reading like some of the fucking torture they did. I don't fucking read that shit out. That's fucking horrible. I really wouldn't. That's not nice. That's really not nice. If you guys are interested into hearing more about this case, I just look it up. I don't think like going into detail about what those people did to her.
I want to
fucking
say
way.
so. Just before I won't get into too much detail of that. But one thing that happened, they had her for 40 days before she died. At one point, the police were somehow, I don't remember how exactly, but the police finally managed to go to the house because I think someone complained, or I think there was an insider who told the police that this is what's happening, and they sent 2 police officers to the house, and by the sounds of it, they knocked on the door, and the boys opened the door, and the officers asked them if there's anything going on in the house. The boys said no, and you can come in and have a look for yourself if you want. And the officers said that the fact that the boys had offered for them to come in to have a look was evidence enough that nothing's going on, and left it. This was 14 days into her 40 days of being captive. So had they just fucking gone inside and had a look, this girl would have been alive. But they decided no. Like,
I actually have no words. I really don't want you to read the next 3 paragraphs.
no, I won't. But I'm just
skimmed
gonna
through
say
them.
no. I'm just gonna say basically for the 40 days that they had her, she was raped 500 times, by 100 people, burnt, beaten. They made her sleep outside in winter, naked. They wouldn't feed her enough. It got to the point where she was so sick and she was so ill that she couldn't actually hold down food. So when she did have a little bit of food, she would throw up. She would reject it, and she got beat for it. And the way she
was locked
passed.
in a freezer.
Yeah, they locked her in a freezer. Yeah.
Nah, this is like.
And again, this is, and I know this is really fucked up. The thing
this
is,
really horrible. I don't like this.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is uncomfortable.
It's pure evil. Thank you, Rubik's. There's just no explanation for this, rather than it's pure evil.
I feel sick after skimming through that. I never want to see that again, and I feel so bad for her.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, but like, let's just be real. Like, I'm gonna advise that fucking Lift doesn't say like half of the shit that's written on this document. But she endured every fucking type of torture you could literally imagine, and like, it is unbelievable what they fucking did to her. It's fucking disgusting. Like, no one should ever fucking.
And this is the light version. What's on Wikipedia is the light version. Apparently, during the trials, when they were explaining, and again, this is what I meant when I said there's different levels of fucked up to this whole case.
This is just 100% fucked. I hate it.
And like one of the things that I found fucked up about it was like during the trials, the boys were talking about it like they've done something fucking amazing. They went into so much detail about how they did things to this poor girl that I don't know if this is true or not, but apparently one of the people in the court passed out just from hearing how detailed they were in their explanation of what they did to this girl. So basically the way she went, she beat the boys in a game of, after everything they'd done to her, they got her to play a game of, why do you say this?
Mahjong?
Mahjong? I don't know.
I don't know.
It's like a board game. It's a Japanese board game. They got her to play them. They got her to play them, and she beat them. Even in that state. She managed to beat them. And it pissed them off so much. They did all this shit to her again. And that's when her body basically just went into shock and she passed away.
I wouldn't. I'm surprised she didn't die sooner.
Yeah, she lasted a very long time. They were so fucking degenerate. After a while, when her body started basically rotting because she was so damaged, she started smelling. They didn't want to touch her anymore, so they went and found someone else to rape. So this poor girl, they to me, and there's a debate during the court case where they're saying whether this is a murder or this is like a, she passed away, or to me this is murder. Like this is just murder.
And do you know what's the best part about it is that all of the boys have their identity fucking hidden, so they can't really get what's fucking coming to them.
I'll get to that. So they were trying to hide the identity of these boys because they were under 18, but a newspaper found their identity and released it.
Good.
And they said this is because what they've done is there's no way they should have the privilege of not having their identities revealed.
No, I hope they get everything that they fucking gave to her, honestly.
So how many what the fuck things have we had so far? Because I'm not done yet.
No, I don't want to know.
The worst of it is over.
Too many.
So the next thing that happened was the trials, basically. What do you think these guys got for what they did?
Hopefully fucking life.
The maximum prison term they got was 20 years.
They should have been sentenced to death. They don't deserve to live.
Yep.
I don't care how old they are. I know they're kids, but fuck them. Like if you can do that, die. Sorry, bye.
The longest term they got was 20 years. From what I've read so far, they've all been released by now. And guess what they're doing? Either beating people,
so they're still alive,
bragging about what they did to that girl, or going back to prison for other things.
I hope they get fucking tortured and die just like that woman did.
So that was my last segment. I think we need a break after this one. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I could do with a fucking break, man. Like, these people exist. This shit exists. I can't believe they're still walking around.
This is in the Japanese legal system. I was under the impression that they're very fucking full on with this shit. The fact that these guys only got 20 years max. The leader got 20 years max.
Oh, that poor thing.
There's a guy who got 8 years.
But how? I don't get that.
What the fuck? What the actual fuck? How did they do all this shit and only get that? That, to me, I don't care if they're under 18. That's death. Life in prison. Die in prison.
Yeah, and trust me, if people found out what they did to that girl in prison, they'd get it in prison. Like, they'd fuck them up. They are deranged. Those people, come from a line of proper, issues, psychological issues, to even think that that's remotely okay. But yeah.
So yeah.
I feel ill now. Thank you, Liv. Love you so much.
Love you.
Right, I've got some shit to talk about, but I need a break, so we will be right back. Okay, we are back. Just transition there.
You okay?
That was intense for me, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't like that story at all.
It's alright.
That was a massive what the fuck, but that was one that I actually needed a breather from. I think that's the worst murder case I've ever heard of in my life.
Me too.
I actually think that's the worst one I've ever heard of.
I said that to you last night. I was like, I just read about the worst fucking thing I've ever heard of in my whole life. just too much what the fuck in one case.
I'm gonna remove the trigger warning now because I really don't feel like the shit that I'm gonna talk about needs a trigger warning. There's death in it, but it's not necessarily like murder. We don't want to talk about murder, but yeah, sorry about that, guys. Well, no, not sorry. This is the point of the podcast. Is to be like, what the fuck?
So that's my part. I'm finished now. So I hope you're all doing okay.
I'm sure they are. Bat's gone to take a cold shower.
Okay.
So one thing that oh, you're here. You didn't take a cold shower. So my shit. I'm sorry you're so upset over it. It's just really fucked up. That's all. It's not. I'm not angry with Liv. Like that was what the fuck. That's exactly what we needed for the podcast. That was just so messed up. Like that actually made me feel a bit ill. So well done. What the fuck?
Yeah.
So I actually want to dedicate my next 2 bits, or the research that I did, towards one of my friends. I'm fine, don't worry. So Skydark, who's hopefully still in the chat, I know that she's also quite interested in stuff, but I'm not doing like fucked up shit as in murder. I'm doing fucked up shit as in a bit not controversial. What's the word? Conspiracy-ish, like some weird mysteries. That's a good idea for him. But I want to find a photo of the guy because he is amazingly fucking preserved. But I wanted to do some research on a guy called, I think it's pronounced Utsi.
Is he Turkish by any chance?
No, he ain't Turkish. Utsi the Iceman.
I'm thinking of someone else.
So I just want to get a nice ass photo of him. Or shall I show a mummy on? It's not that bad.
Oh, that's fine.
So
Oh yeah, I remember this.
yeah, but do you know about the curse of him?
No.
This is the interesting part, because there's 2 really interesting parts to Utsi. One is how amazingly preserved he is. Like, he is unbelievably, like, perfectly preserved. You could still get to his brain. He's still got some of his organs, like his heart, his lungs, his liver. He still had one of his eyes left.
That's cool.
They were actually able to identify the contents in his stomach from his last meal.
I remember that.
Yeah, like they found a bit of a ibex, oats, meat, just loads of different stuff. Like that in itself is really interesting. But I kind of wanted to talk about, this is the guy, by the way. This is Utsi, the Iceman. I think he's really interesting, and this is what he would have looked like with skin. Now, Utsi was found in, I think it was 1991. He was found on, sorry, I've got to look through my notes for this one. The Otzel Alps, this is why it's called Utsi. He's named after it. There were 2 German hikers called Helmut Simons and his wife. And they basically came across this corpse, which they thought was a missing person, because there had actually been a missing persons report on the Alps at that time. So what they did, they basically, they called the authorities, were like, there's literally a dead man up in the Alps, you might want to go and take a look at him. But when they got to him, they figured out that he was actually wearing woven grass clothes, like clothes made out of grass, animal skins and leather. He was also in possession of a flint knife, a copper axe, a fire starting kit, and other ancient tools. So basically suggesting this is a very old corpse. And I think, 3000 BC, they reckon he's about 5,200 years old. So he's a really old corpse. This is prime, like, artifact shit. Like, this is really good research. He'd been completely mummified in the ice, and it was so well preserved they were able to determine what was left in his stomach, like we just said. And to this day, they don't actually know how he died because there's just so many different bits of damage to him. Like, he's got trauma to the head. He's got... Oh, I also mentioned he was so well preserved they could actually locate tattoos on him.
Damn.
Yeah. Like, it was that cool. But, people believe that this mummy was actually cursed. Now, I don't know if you believe in curses or not, but, like, this one will make you be like, what the fuck? Like, it's weird. Because I'm very skeptical on things like curses. Like, they're weird. But there was, like, a nice connection of deaths following the discovery of this mummy. So the first death happened in 1993, which was a year after Ötzi was discovered. And it was one of the people who were part of the forensic team when discovering Ötzi. He died in a car crash on the way to present a lecture about this mummy. Now, you know, that's coincidence, whatever, like, shit happens. But, shortly after, this guy was called Rainer Henn, by the way. Shortly after his death, a man called Kurtz Fritz, who had taken Henn to the mummy, so the guy who just died, who'd taken him to the mummy, he died shortly after in an avalanche.
Shit.
So we got 2 deaths of people, like, relating who have been around the mummy. But it doesn't stop there. We've still got more to go. So, in 2004, Helmut Simon, one of the guys the first tourist who discovered them, the man who originally discovered it, he died hiking. Coincidentally, in the same place that he found the mummy.
What?
Yeah, they don't know how he died, but they think he might have frozen to death because he was found 8 days later.
Okay, that's fucked up.
It's really strange. And a few hours after the funeral of Helmut, one of the rescuers of Helmut died of a heart attack.
Yeah, that...
So
No,
there's 4 deaths, and they're all really correlating with this mummy. Like, it's strange, right? It's like, you're kind of looking...
That is weird, yeah.
I thought it was really... And this guy, like, the guy who rescued him died at a really early age. He was in his, like, early 40s.
That is early for a heart attack.
So, yeah, we've got all these people. We've got 4 deaths now relating to Ötzi. Another young death that's actually related to the case was a 47-year-old journalist called Rainer Holzel. I don't know how to say the name. But he was a journalist who made a documentary about removing the mummy. And he died of a brain tumor, like, pretty soon after releasing that documentary.
Has anyone picked up on this?
Yeah,
Has
it's
anyone,
known that, like, it's pretty famous, like, this thing might be cursed.
What the fuck?
Damn, that mummy has a 4-in-1 key. I know, he's on 5, 6, I don't know.
Yeah, 5.
In total, there are 7 people connected to him who died. Because in 2005, the leader of the Iceman investigation, so one of the first scientists to actually examine Ötzi, he died of complications due to multiple sclerosis.
Look, people die every day.
It's just a very strange
it's-
coincidence.
It is very strange. I don't think there's a curse.
Okay, and then also in 2005, Tom Liu, who performed DNA analysis, so who was on the team with Conrad, the leader of the Iceman investigation, died in his own home with no explanation. Like, they do not know how he died. They literally, his postmortem announced that, like, Lloyd's death was totally inconclusive.
That is, look, it's definitely a what the fuck thing, but I'm personally not. I don't believe in curses and things.
It's definitely
I
one to
believe
make
in-
you turn around and go like, okay, that's
Yeah,
weird though.
I agree. That it does make me go, what the fuck, like. But I think it's all just a coincidence. I don't believe in curses. I mean, diseases, maybe like the corpse gave off a thing, like it. Like
Not after 15 years.
And that's what I mean. Like, it's just a coincidence. These people were gonna die anyways.
Yeah, but it's just funny how they were all quite young, and they were all kind of linked to one another. It was like a chain reaction almost.
Kind of like Final Destination.
Yeah, it was almost a bit like it was two chained together. Like it all started from Ötzi, and then everyone like who associated with each other just boop, boop, boop. I think it's interesting
It
to
is
say the
definitely
least.
interesting. I didn't know about all the the people who died. Personally, what I found more what the fuck is how fucking well preserved he is.
He was very well preserved,
And-
and it was by luck that he was so preserved. Because if
Yeah.
they hadn't have found him, he would have decomposed so
because
quickly.
wasn't it the ice melting that he finally emerged?
It was actually like a freak like summer where it actually got really hot, and it like by absolute coincidence it melted him out. So eventually he probably would have been frozen back up again.
And I read, or I think I saw a video of people moving him before scientists got there. Look, there's a photo there. They apparently the scientists were really disappointed with how it was handled, because people just started moving him like it's another corpse, and they ended up losing a lot of like other sort of evidence stuff, because it wasn't handled with enough care. But fuck, imagine like 5,000 years.
He was 5'3". He was the same height as me. Oh, I'm 5'2" and a bit, but yeah. He's 5'3". He weighed 116 pounds, and he had really bad teeth because he ate a lot of meat, apparently. And because he held a copper
Did they
axe,
say how old he was when he died?
40s, and because he held a copper axe, would have shown that he had some like wealth to him.
Okay.
Because back in those days, like if you had copper weapons, that's pretty like major.
Did they say what had happened to him?
They don't
I
know
don't-
properly. There's so many things. Some people either think it was a hunting accident. Some people think he was murdered. Some people think it was battle. Some people
Okay.
think he might have frozen, like just
Did
traveled too far
you
and ended up
find any-
dying.
Did you find anything about people saying like if they found like axe wounds or?
Yeah. I said at the beginning, like he's just got so many different injuries that they just can't determine what could have
Okay.
killed him.
Alright.
So like
So animals could have gone to him.
yeah, and another
the-
interesting thing that they found all over his skin was like needle punctures where they
What?
used to do like acupuncture shit for like headaches and muscle ache.
Okay. Wow.
He had brute force trauma to the head. Like there was definitely evidence that he'd been hit on the head by something. So that's definitely got to play a
Someone
part.
either hit
He-
him or he fell or something.
Or it was something to do with an animal, because
yeah.
obviously he had weapons on him
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So it could have been that. But I think the cast itself is actually kind of the cast itself is quite interesting.
It
and how
is
everyone-
interesting. I didn't know about all the deaths surrounding. Yeah, that's wow. When did they find him? 2002 was it?
1991.
Okay. Oh,
He's
wow.
been around for a while, and now he's
Right.
preserved. They've actually got him like.
Oh, he's thick.
No, he's not. He's a thin baby. He's a very wilted baby.
I think there's a video of when they found them. Have you seen it?
Yeah. That's the image of he died. This guy died. And yeah, he had his butt in the ice. He was just hanging out, having a nice
And it's
little.
interesting how he's got his head like in his arm. It's sort of like how I sleep every night.
Nah. But yeah, it's interesting. I think if
Look at that one.
this, someone just picking him up like, come
yeah,
on.
like what the fuck?
They didn't handle him very well, I'll give it
No.
that. But they got a lot. He's a real gem for piecing together some of like BC history. Like he really was great for that. So we gotta thank him for that, even if he did kill a couple of people in the process. But one of the reasons why people think there was the cars is because he was awakened from his slumber.
What?
He's like, I've been sleeping, I had a brutal death, and now you guys are picking me up and fucking messing with my board, and I don't like it.
No.
You never know.
No.
Could be a curse. Could be a curse.
Could be.
The
but
next
it
one
isn't.
I've got is a little bit shorter. This one's more kind of creepy. I'll show you a nice photo of it.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
So,
How is that?
it's a painting. I want to be able to zoom into it properly.
I see those hands.
Yeah,
Is that what
so the next thing we're going to talk about, and this is the last thing as well, is this painting here. Now, the painting is called The Hands Resist Him. What do you feel about this painting? How does it make you feel?
I mean, it's a painting.
Yeah, but just what does it, like, how do you feel about it?
It's fucked up. I don't like those hands. I don't like that doll.
Yeah, the doll's kind of gross. So,
What's the story?
the painting shows a young boy standing next to a girl, a doll, with hollow eyes and an upturned smile. So she's looking a bit sad. She's also holding, like, a weird wired device in her hand, which, like, no one knows what that's supposed to be about.
Okay.
The painting itself is really uncanny. Obviously, it just looks fucking creepy as shit. Like, there's literal children's hands reaching out for this little boy. Like, that's scary stuff.
Yeah.
But it's more interesting for how the people who own this painting, like, were quite desperate to get rid of it.
Okay. Why?
So the person who painted it, I think it was 1972. Yeah. So it was created by William Stoneham in California. He painted this. He had a commission of 2 paintings for like $400 each, and one of them was this lovely one. And in 1974, it was actually put up for display in Beverly Hills at an art convention called in Feingarten Gardens. So it was actually shown by shown to many art critics, and one of those critics being Henry Seldes, important name because he links to this story. This painting was purchased in 1974 by an actor called John Marley. He was in The Godfather, but he was a pretty big actor anyway. But a few years after the painting was sold, the person who published, Henry, the person who published this like art critic review on him, died. So, okay, we got someone dying. But also, John died, the guy who brought the painting. And
How long after?
I think they died in the same year.
No, but how long after this painting was
Oh, a few years, like a couple of years.
Come on, people die all the
So
time.
yeah, this is like, okay, there's 2 people associated with the painting who are dead.
Right.
So whatever. But like, cause in all right, this was 1984. So yeah, this was a few years after. This was almost 10 years later.
Okay.
But John died, and the painting basically just disappeared. No one knows where it went.
Okay.
So this painting has gone missing for like, so it's 1984. It doesn't turn up to the public eye until 2000. So it went missing for 15, 16 years until someone on eBay put up a listing for this. They were trying to sell this painting.
Right.
Now, this could just be shock factor to get more people to come and look at your ad. That's definitely something to consider. But the story to the painting is kind of interesting. So the seller claimed that the painting was basically haunted. He didn't state where he got the painting from. All he stated was that the painting, the girl and the boy used to apparently argue in the middle of the night, and it would absolutely scare the shit out of his 4-year-old daughter. Like, the 4-year-old daughter kept coming to the room being like, they won't stop arguing, like...
Okay.
This happened a lot as well. And one thing that was interesting was that they actually set up motion sensors around the painting, because the 4-year-old claimed that the little boy would basically walk out of the painting and like flee to her room in terror.
Okay.
And they actually captured the motion sensor going off by the painting at night.
Okay.
So something,
yeah, not the painting.
yeah, but they think it was the boy in the painting coming through.
I don't
believe that either, but it's definitely creepy, because you know what kids are like. They see shit.
This is what I mean. This is what I was gonna say. Like, kids talk shit. I know this.
Yeah, I know they talk shit.
And kids will say whatever they want or whatever they can to get what they want, which in this case was this girl wanting to sleep in the same bed with the parents.
True.
So now I'm not saying she's not seeing shit, because kids also are known to see some shit.
Who would have that painting in their house,
I
though?
wouldn't. I would burn it.
Like, it looks horrible.
It does.
There's horrible things, and one thing that's been noted by a lot of people who have gone to view the painting is that a lot of people get like an overwhelming feeling of nausea when they go near it. This is skeptical. That's the word.
All right. Okay. I don't believe in this shit.
That's absolutely fine,
Yeah,
and
I
you're
would like-
totally.
Let me just say one thing. What I do find what the fuck about this is someone sat down and drew this demented fucking thing. It was in someone's head. That to me is what the fuck. Like, everything to do with that doll on the side. I'm just gonna describe what this is for anyone who's gonna be listening to this later. Is like a boy. A little boy.
I've got a perfect description for it. I've
okay.
literally got it written down.
All right,
This will help.
you do that, yeah.
Okay, so the painting shows a young boy standing next to a girl doll with hollow eyes and a sad, downturned mouth. The doll is holding a strange device with wires coming out of it. There are also many disembodied children's hands reaching towards the boy through the glass panels of a door just behind him. The painting itself is very uncanny and uncomfortable. That's all you need to know.
That's the what the fuck thing for me. It's like, okay, that's, you know, it's very fucking creepy looking.
Megals in the chat says that she believes in some paranormal stuff. That's fair enough. I'm definitely on the fence of it. I'll give it that. I know you're totally like, nah.
Look, I can't say I'm not completely against it.
I think there's weird shit.
I think there is unexplained things that I wouldn't say are paranormal. It's just because we can't explain it doesn't mean that it's some... It's the haunted cats again. Just because we can't explain it, and this is something that happens with like UFOs a lot as well. Like I do believe that there's other sentient, sorry.
Aliens,
other sentient beings besides humans who are from other planets, other galaxies. I do 100% believe that, even though I have no concrete evidence for it. But there's a lot of UFO sightings that come out. Scientologists. There's a lot of like UFO things that people say, oh, what is this UFO? And it always turns out to be some sort of like a military...
Apart from the Battle of Los Angeles, that's actually really interesting.
The Battle of Los Angeles, yeah.
That's interesting. That
yeah.
one's genuinely interesting.
'cause
And
the
there
army,
are actually
the
a
army
few.
shot at it. That's the thing, though. Like, it's hard for me to believe in paranormal things because there's always an explanation for this stuff, and just because.
Sometimes.
Yeah, but just when you say sometimes, the sometimes for me is we just don't know yet, and just because we don't know yet doesn't mean it's paranormal.
Of course, yeah, I totally agree with that. But like, we're gonna do a personal story here, and you can agree this was creepy. Liv and I were cuddling in bed, and we literally heard someone like moan underneath us. And I mean, I swear to God, it came from under the bed.
That was
that
weird.
shit was fucking weird.
And I'm sure there is an explanation for it.
It was really weird.
We just don't know what it was, and it was really fucking
It
weird.
was really weird.
I thought it was your phone because I remember like your phone was just in between us.
He fucking turned around. He was like, "Are you watching porn?" And I was like, "No, are you?"
It was
Because
the
it sounded like a
weirdest thing.
moan. We were like, "Girl."
What the fuck? It was weird, and not just that. Like I feel like there was a couple of things that happened. In
The
that
cat,
house.
it was the cat bowl, and you don't remember this, but it was fucking weird. Like, we would literally just sat minding our own business watching, like, Pretty Little Lies or something. And Biscuit's bowl turned up in the middle of the room. Biscuit can't have just fucking picked it up and put it in the middle of the room. She did, and we just looked at it like, how the fuck did her bowl get there?
She would have done it.
No, she can't have. It
not?
just doesn't, because there was like a layer of water on it. Like, I don't understand how a fucking tray got from the middle of the room from the laundry. It's a cat ghost. Like Bat
I
said.
don't actually remember this.
It happened. I promise.
I don't remember this. I'm sorry.
Obviously, the bang in the door, we think that was Biscuit.
That was definitely we proved that because we looked on the camera, didn't we?
Oh yeah, If we fucking lightened it up, you can actually see fucking Biscuit. I was so pissed off with her about that.
Demented shit that we've had to put up with.
It's probably
all
Biscuit.
Yeah, it's always the cats. It's the one
But
woman.
the moan under the fucking bed, that was weird, and like that made me feel uncomfortable as shit.
It was weird. It was really weird. But it wasn't a ghost. It was something.
I kind of hope they are real. That'd be kind
Why?
like, imagine if it was like Phasmophobia and you had like different kind of ghosts. Imagine if there were things like demons. I bet there is.
Why?
I don't know. Like, there's got to be something else. It's kind of nice to think, right? It would be boring if we didn't have shit like that. I definitely think aliens exist.
When I die, I don't want to be a ghost roaming around. That's fucking boring.
I do.
No.
Threesome with the ghost underneath the bed. No, thank you.
No thanks.
I see too many things not to believe in it. See, people see shit.
And that's
and
fine.
I can definitely say I've seen my fair share of weird stuff.
I don't want to say that people are lying because they're not. Personally, I've had experiences where I've gone like, what the fuck was that? Like, you were there when that happened last time.
Did you know scientifically, I'm not saying that is proven that ghosts are real, but scientifically it is possible. It actually is, because technically if the soul was actually a real thing, if it was,
That's a massive if.
that's a massive if, and we don't know yet. They're still very much looking into that one, because there is a big possibility that that could actually exist. If the soul exists, then you've got to apply one of the very basic laws of fucking physics, that energy can't be created nor destroyed. So whether like you're in a body or not, you could actually exist.
I hope that's not true. I don't want to be a ghost roaming around. I just want to be done with this shit. When I die, I don't want more fucking things to do. I'm dead.
It'd be fun to go and haunt people. Come on.
Yeah, maybe like once
Imagine
or,
just going around scaring the
Maybe-
shit out of
maybe
someone.
like once or twice, but you know, I don't. That's just me. I don't think you stay here, but I believe that if you have unfinished business, you get stuck here, or you come to check in on people time to time you care about.
That's definitely a nice thought.
That's
I'd
a
like to
nice
think that.
thought. Yeah, I like the. It's very romantic. I like it. Just I don't believe it's the case.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm on the fence actually. I'll be honest. I don't care if you think I'm crazy. I'm on the fence. I think there could be something. I feel like I feel like there's no. I think there's definitely something they're looking into. I reckon there's something that's there.
I mean, obviously, like the things that I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, you could be right.
I think it's
Could be.
definitely interesting, and I hope that people like do more research into it, honestly, because like it would be really cool to see. I'm not saying that like, you know, they look like they go around in a boo and shit like that. I don't think it's like that. My unless you get the bad evil stuff, that means someone did some messed up stuff in the area. I've never actually experienced, but like I know people who are really like totally against using things like Ouija boards and stuff like that. Like even I wouldn't mess with one of them. I think I have a bit of a sense to think that's probably not a good idea. Like, would you use an Ouija board?
Yeah.
You'd use one.
Of course, it's bullshit. It doesn't do
I
anything.
don't know. I think there's something weird about
It's always
them.
someone moving it. It is.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, why
I
don't
think
we
it's
get
weird.
one and I'll show you how
Nah,
it's
I
done.
don't want to go near that shit. I'm too skeptical on it. Like, I don't think I'd be comfortable with it.
I think it's one of those things where like you gotta do
Luigi.
Luigi board.
Yeah, this fucking Sky's like, no. I wouldn't.
You gotta experience it for yourself before you can be skeptical. Like
Yeah, and I've seen things and experienced things where I've been a bit like, okay, I don't want to tamper with anything that supposedly brings in something bad.
like give me an example.
Like, so for example, and don't think I'm crazy, and I've
don't
got
think you're
so
crazy.
many people to back me up on this. I've got all my friends from back home, even dad, even mum would have said so. Chrissy, like we're all on this. But like our house had something there, and I mean something was weird, and I'm not sure what it was. But we had a really bad person in the house once. I'm not going to go into details. No, you're cute, Bab. But I'm not gonna go into details because this person, I don't want to bring him up.
All right.
But he was visiting us a lot. This is a real person, not a ghost. Like, this
Okay.
is someone who was connected to someone in the family, turned out to be a piece of shit. But, like, we didn't know that until the very end. But one thing we did notice about this person is that, like, whenever they were around, it's like they were carrying something, like, dark on them. And, like, I'm not saying, like, they've got a demon on them or something, but it was almost like they had, like, just some horrible energy around them. Like, you could just tell they were horrible. Like, they were almost oozing it. And that's weird. I think if you're able to tell... he turned out to be a really fucked up person. We didn't have any clue. No, he hadn't told us about anything that he'd done. But, like, he just had that energy to him. Where we just... it's almost like the house felt uncomfortable with him being there. And it was strange. Like, the presence was weird.
I've had an experience where I don't know if I told you about this, but like when I was little, there was this guy, apparently he was like I don't know, some sort of like, I don't know what to call him. He emitted some sort of energy, and he was visiting someone to heal them. Like I think we were at my cousin's house. And my mom heard that this guy is there, so she went up and grabbed him. He was at a neighbor's place, so she went up and grabbed the guy on his way out. And all he did was he got his hands, and he was just doing this around my face and around my shoulders. And as he was doing that, I could feel this like energy around me.
See, that's what I mean by like this thing.
But this is the thing. Like, even though I've experienced something like that, I still think he was he was tricking people.
Fair enough.
I don't believe that people can do things like that.
I don't know if people can do that, but I definitely believe that people can pick up on like some sort of energy, which is really strange. Because like the one with this guy in our house was years of this happening, like and so many people noticed it. Like whenever this person was present in the house, I had at least over 10 people come to me and be like, oh, "Your house feels weird. Like there's something off." And, like, we wouldn't talk about it because it's embarrassing. Like, we don't want to come to people and be like, yeah, like, our house is haunted. No, we don't want that.
Now, when you say something's off, like, do you mean, like literally shit, like, would start moving? Or was it just,
yes,
like,
like
an
shit, no,
like,
shit did move.
Like, when you're around someone who's always negative,
No.
you kind of feel like, oh, what the fuck, like, this guy.
So, one of the people in our family had an argument with this said person, and I kid you not, one of the plates fucking went off the shelf out of nowhere. No one fucking touched it, and I absolutely kid you not, we were all really fucking cold after. I mean it. I'm not even fucking joking. You can ask so many people.
I believe you. I don't.
It's
I don't
weird.
For a second that you'd be making that up. I think there is an explanation for it.
There probably is, but
And
it's weird, and especially when you deal with it so much. Like, you've had, like, multiple, like, experiences of seeing,
you
like,
know
shit.
what? I'm actually jealous. Like, I'm looking at, like, Sky saying, like, Ren knows my stories. I've had a lot. I wish I had, because I've had some things, and, like, to be fair, like, with the guy doing that shit to me, like, it would make sense if I believed that he was able to actually put some sort of fucking protection layer over me, because, like, you know, I've been through so much shit in my life.
Yeah.
And I've always managed to pull out, but, like, to give that credit to that, as opposed to the shit that I had to put up with myself, is just not fair to me. But the point the point I was trying to make is, like, I wish, like, I'm kind of jealous, like, I wish I had something like that. Because I want to see it. Like, I feel like in comparison to you or, like, Dark or, I don't know.
Megel said this. She had an experience, but feeling about a kid I babysat a couple of times. He was only 6 and it freaked me out. I'd love to hear about that, Megel.
See, this is, like, I'm kind of jealous. Like, I wish I had shit happen to me.
I'll tell you the main thing that was actually really fun and we all thought was really weird. So, Mum, Chrissy, my sister, her boyfriend at the time, me, and I think my boyfriend at the time, I'm not sure, maybe not. So we were all playing Munchkin. I don't know if you guys know the board game Munchkin.
You talked to me
about
it.
Yeah, we loved playing Munchkin, but Dad was away that weekend. He was visiting friends up country, and we were all playing Munchkin until I must say as well, we have 2 cats at this point. We had Pie and we had Lily. both of which were downstairs with us at the time of when shit went weird.
Okay.
So we heard this crash from upstairs, and we were just like, okay, like, fucking Pie, what are you doing? And Pie's just sat there looking at us like, bitch, what? Like, so we're like, oh crap, okay, the cats are down here, let's go upstairs and have a look what happened. So the crash came from Mum and Dad's room, and what had happened is that a painting of my mum was on the floor. And we're like, okay, paintings fall off, right? Like, that just happens sometimes. The weird part, and I think this is really strange, is that where the nail was in the wall, the walls were painted red, mind. Where the nail was in the wall, you could see the drag mark of the nail going sideways from where it had been pulled off. So it's almost like someone knocked it sideways.
I mean, the painting could have gone that way.
No. I mean, it dragged, like, it was, like, that long. A painting ain't gonna go like that. Like, if it's gonna fall, it's gonna go down. That's gravity, sweetheart. Like.
No, I know what I'm saying. Like, if it was positioned in a way that was, like, if it had some sort of weight on it, taking it that way.
No, it didn't. It looked like
But
someone
how
had.
do you know? Like, you weren't there when it fell down, so how
Yeah,
do
but
you
like
know
the
how it
painting, the
fell?
painting had no fucking like weight anywhere else, and by
But how
gravity.
can you be sure if you weren't up there when it
Because,
happened?
sweetheart, you can't. Gravity can't do that.
No,
A painting can't go like that. That's impossible.
No, I'm not
Unless
saying-
someone's putting force on it on the other way.
Yeah, but the
it
force
can't.
could have come from anything.
Yeah, but there was no breeze, no windows open, no doors open. There was nothing. There was nothing in that room that could have caused that to fall like it did. So, like, it would make no sense for it to fall. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just makes no sense. You do not have a scratch mark going sideways if a painting's fell down. Like, if the nail had gone down that way.
How do you know that the scratch wasn't already there?
Because the paper was all, like, clumped. Like, you know when you've just scratched wallpaper off and it's dusty?
Kind of.
Yeah, you could see it was fresh. And, like, it was white. Because the walls behind it were white. Like, we could see the white from where it had been scratched off. So that in itself was strange. There's a painting of Mum that had been... It looked like it had been fucking knocked off.
Yeah.
Like, the only way we could have thought it could have gone off was that someone had pushed it.
Right.
So, after that happened, we went downstairs. Chrissy's boyfriend was absolutely shitting himself, mind. Like, he was really fucking scared. It was quite funny because, like, we were just a bit like, this is weird, but,
Yeah.
like, whatever, like, just put the
That
fucking...
is weird.
Yeah,
I'm not
weird.
saying this is normal. Like, I would be, like, if I were there, I would like, okay, what the fuck? Like,
Yes, it was, and like
It's
the thing
weird.
is, like, it's hard to explain to someone without it sound like bullshit. If you want there to see it, like, you could, like, I kid you not, I could call my sister and she could
I
tell you
believe
the
you.
exact
No,
same
I
thing.
believe you.
Yeah.
I 100% believe you.
And obviously, if Mum was here, like, she'd
Yeah.
tell you. And my mum had no bullshit. And, like, she
I believe you.
But the weird part was we came back downstairs, and obviously the mood had definitely changed. We were like, okay, that was really strange. Like,
Yeah.
a painting looks like it's just been flown off, right? And I kid you fucking not, the house got so cold. Like, the temperature just dropped out of nowhere, and it got cold, and it was weird. Like, it doesn't just drop like that, you know? It was just like 1 minute we're comfortable, next minute it's like, oh my god, that's really cold. And we were all kind of sat there not wanting to, like, talk to each other about it, because it was really fucking strange. I think Chrissy's boyfriend was pretty new at this point, so we didn't want to, like, make it out like we were living in some really fucked up house. But, like, it got very fucking cold, and like to the point that Mum had to go and get us all blankets to go and sit and play the game still. And in the kitchen, it was almost like something was, like, looking at us. I'm not saying we could see it, but when you know someone's fucking staring at you, you can feel it. It's like you've got eyes on the back of your head that can literally tell that someone's looking at you. I had this horrible feeling, and it wasn't like I'm scared, but like that really uncomfortable feeling that someone was definitely looking at me, and like nothing like dangerous, but I was like, something's looking, like there's something there. And I kept this to myself for about 20 minutes until fucking Chrissy's boyfriend said, is there someone in the kitchen? And I was like, no fucking way, like, I am not dealing with this shit. Because, like, we all just fucking opened up and it's like, yeah, we've been feeling that for a bit. Like, we were all fucking feeling it. Like, the temperatures just dropped and suddenly we can just feel something. nothing threatening. It was just weird. Like, it was, like, uncomfortable.
I wish I had an experience like that. I've never had anything. I've never experienced anything like that. So.
And I'm not saying it's a ghost, because I'm still on the fence.
Yeah.
Like, I will admit, I am definitely still on the fence with these things, because, like, you're right, like, it sounds ridiculous, and, like, I don't want to put credit in, like mediums and stuff I really don't believe in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a real struggle for me. I think when you've, like, lost someone, and then you have a bunch of fucking mediums come around and tell you, like, oh, I can communicate with them, like, that shit just makes it look fake as hell.
Yeah.
But, in the sense of just, like, weird energy, or there's something different, I'm definitely on the fence. Because, like, our house has had so much of it, and, like, oh, God, this is more sad, but, like, before someone died in our house, the night before that person got rushed to the hospital, I heard a massive shriek outside the house, and I think it was a barn owl, and I'm gonna kid myself that it's a barn owl, but my God, was I shat up. I thought it was a fucking banshee, because, like, during that week, that person died. But, like, the night before they got taken to the hospital, like, I heard this fucking god-awful shriek from outside. And obviously, like, the tale of banshees is that before someone dies, is that they basically scream outside your door. And I don't know if you've heard a barn owl shrieking, but they're fucking terrifying. So it didn't help. And I'm sure most likely it was a barn owl, but it was just the worst fucking timing for that to happen. Yeah, it was really fucking creepy, Meg. It was like it's just the worst timing. And I do put that down to a barn owl, but you gotta listen to a barn owl shrieking to understand how demented it sounds. Yeah, it sounds like a screaming woman.
Again, I wish I'd experienced something extraordinary like the thing in the house.
It's weird.
It's just never happened to me for some. I think there's a group of people who never experienced shit like this. You know, like it's
100%. Some people like.
I'm jealous.
I can't, like, that's what I mean by I can't be too dismissive on it when, like, you've seen shit like that. You can't turn around and be like, obviously you can. You've never dealt with this shit, so it totally makes sense for you to turn around and be like, I don't believe in it. Like, I totally respect that. That makes sense. But, like, if you've seen shit, like I'm sure there's people in the chat, like, from the sounds of it, like, Skydog, Maggles, like, they've all got something that's made them go, like, what the fuck? Like, that's really strange, and I don't know why the fuck that's happened. And this is what I mean by some of the shit that happened in the house. Like, there were just things that happened, and, like, there was just no, like, that painting, like, that's one of the weirdest things I've ever been through, because it literally looked like it'd been ripped off the wall. I kid you not. But I can understand from someone who's never done that, you're listening to this going like,
but I mean, even with the thing that you and I went through with the moan, because I was the one who pointed it out. I was like, what the fuck was that? But I can't put that down to, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
I'm definitely a very resistant person when it comes to believing stuff like that. I think for me, it's gonna come down to actually seeing, like, actually seeing something in person happen in front of me, as opposed to having something happen somewhere else and then I go and see the aftermath. I can't just start believing. I need to see something right in front of me, and then I'll go, yep, fair enough. You know?
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah. That's totally fair.
We had one more segment, which was, it's totally not what the fuck. It's just something that we thought, like, is just very interesting. Do you want to do it?
What is it?
It's
oh, okay. This is a total fucking switch, guys. But I know there's a couple of you in the chat who would appreciate this. But is it tomorrow?
I think it's tomorrow.
17th. Yeah, 17th of January, guys, is International Fetish Day.
So what happened? I was looking up, like, different, like, important or interesting dates, or, like, just, like, things that happen in this month just for the podcast. And this one I found is the 17th of Jan is International Fetish Day, and it's is also called Wear Purple Day. So if people out on this, and it started in the UK.
Hey.
So if you see someone wearing purple, they're probably into some kinky shit, or they don't have a clue what the fuck is going on, and they're just wearing what they want.
And we're just supporting the BDSM community. That's it. It's just to show that like you're either a part of it or you support it.
Support it. Yeah. Just be careful.
Why be careful?
Have a safe word.
Oh, safe words. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember your safe words.
Have a safe word for sure. But that's about it. We hit the 2-hour mark.
Oh yeah.
One thing I want to put out is because this is our setup, so we need a microphone that can pick up both of us. So if anyone has a suggestion on like how we could do this, because I don't think this is gonna work out. This is just the one mic is kind of it's just not kind of working. So if anyone has any suggestions on how to set up microphones and things, could you please let us know? Our socials are all they're everywhere. Biscuit's Lair on Twitter, Wrenavave's Twitter, Lithiong Twitter, Lavalier Mark. Oh, the little ones that go on your shirt. Oh, but do we need a soundboard for that?
You hook them onto your shirt.
Yeah, I know what she's on about. But do you need to like? I'll look into it. That's actually brilliant.
Thank you, Meggles.
Yeah, thanks for that. I'll look into it. That could actually work. So yeah, just go and look at our socials. Obviously, first episode, so is a little, I don't know, all over the place. But
I don't think so. I think that went well.
it was alright.
Yeah.
Oh, good. But tell us, just tell us what you thought. I'm just interested. Obviously, like during the intermission, Ren and I were talking, and she was very shook from my segment. But we said that we're having fun. Like we're having fun. So, and on our end has been great. But just give us, I want to know like what you guys think. If you have any suggestions, if you have any points.
If anyone ever wants to come on to an episode as well, more than happy.
Yeah.
I think I've definitely got Skydark interested on the topic.
I was gonna say like with what we were talking about just before on like unexplained spooky shit. I don't mind if we could get like one person at the end of like an episode if they want to come on and tell us what happened to them.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be cool. Just get in touch with us. Let us know. I'm gonna put it out on our socials as well. We'll get you on Discord, and would love to hear from you with your stories. We got into an amazing conversation about that one topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
No, Skydark and I had.
Oh, with your ones. Okay.
That was about fandoms. She's very involved in them.
Speaking of
fandoms, we would like to do that.
Tomorrow,
Honey
Ran,
podcast.
yes, Ran and Ruby.
Don't tell them what the topic is. Well, don't tell them exactly what it is.
I'll just leave it at that. Tomorrow, go and check out the Honey podcast. It's good. It's really good.
It is gonna be good.
Yeah, I know they've both been doing a lot of research, and they've put in a lot of work in the backstage. A lot of preparation, so it's a treat. Definitely make sure you tune in.
Same time as this one, but tomorrow.
Yeah, if you need any sort of art, she does art. If you would like to buy an art, she will sell you an art, and it's very artistic. So no, but seriously, if you need like emotes or anything like that, Ren is excellent at it. Buying art. And I don't know what else.
That's it.
What your streaming dates? Have you thought about next week?
Yeah, my streaming dates are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I've moved my art stream until Monday's going to be my art stream now. Wednesday, I'm hoping to collab. So if anyone wants to collab, hit me up because we like to do our collabs. And Fridays, we're going to stick with Pokemon at the moment because I'm really enjoying it. You guys are really fun. So,
Well, you're going on Thursday. You're looking for a collab.
No, Wednesday.
Wednesday.
So everyone else is Tuesday. Wednesday, I'd like to collab. I really want to play some Phasmo with someone, please. Also, if Jess is still here, like, I need ideas, like, pronto for the emote, because she won last week's giveaway. Whoop whoop. But yeah, we're gonna be back with this. Oh my gosh, she's streaming. We can raid. We're gonna be back with Biscuit's Lair.
Next week, Saturday, same time every week. We'll be back on Saturday with more what the fuck things. Just let us know if you think like the topic is too broad, or as long as you guys find it interesting, because I found it interesting. I was enjoying it.
You give us suggestions as well. We're more happy, like we're more than happy to hear what people want to talk about. But obviously, the whole theme of it is what the fuck. So
what the fuck? Yeah, it doesn't have to be anything specific. Like mine was murder and gore and shit, and Ren's was more like science and spooks. And to be fair, I was actually like, what the fuck? We found different parts of it. What the fuck? Which is fine as long as it's what the fuck. It works. We're gonna raid Jess.
Yeah, we're gonna raid Jess.
But thanks to everyone who decided to show up, and yeah, appreciate it. Bye.
Bye, guys.